Start now while we have the chance. All right. What's up, squad? Welcome into another What's good, squad? Welcome into another episode of Phuca-Pod, Phuca product. Find us across all. Oh my god! Again, I swear.
Are we keeping this in?
No. What's good, squad? Welcome into another episode of Phuca-Pod, Phuca product. Find us all across the web at Phucaname, Phucaname. Check out our other episodes of our podcast. Follow us and rate us 5 stars so we can continue to bring these squad vibes to you. Here with the usual squad spec. Squad, introduce yourself and where people can find you on these interwebs.
Hey, yo, what's good? The voice you listen to is the voice of Wav3yGawd here. You know what I'm saying? Another episode of Phuca-Pod, like Frosty said. You know, sneaker love, anime watcher, video game player. You already know I'm trying to make a dollar, trying to get rich, but these hobbies make me poor at the same time. But you already know this year, if you haven't been living on the rock, this year has been crazy. We still got more games to go. You have to talk some more of that, you know, especially a particular company who's in the news for like the right and wrong reasons at the same time. Don't ask me why, but we're gonna get into it. You already know, like Frosty said, make sure you read the podcast, 5 stars. Apple and Spotify podcast. Of course, subscribe and follow the YouTube channel. And thank y'all. We just signed out, you know, thank y'all again because we hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. You know, it's not a super big number right now, but it's reworking. Thank y'all for those who are viewing our content, who's liking the content, who's doing everything with the content, sharing it, and saving it to your phone or whatever. You know, we appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it.
We're going to be straight to it today. Gaming in 2025 so far. As of this recording, it is June. Halfway through the year. And a lot of gaming companies are on their best and worst behavior.
That's an understatement right now. Shout out to Drake, man. Worst behavior.
Oh, man. Well, let's get started to this list. Won't take much longer of folks' ear. We're not going to drag this out. Starting at the top of the list, the Switch 2.
Just a deep sigh after you say that. That's exactly what it is, a deep sigh.
As we do know, I believe we're talking about that coming out the Q4, I believe it's dropping.
Oh, no, it's coming out next week. It's coming out June 5th.
The reason and sorry about that misinformation, y'all. The reason I be wondering that is because of like all the back and forth. I feel like it feels like it's later, but June 4th, as my teammate said,
literally the day before Summer Game Fest. So, and that's on June 6th, and then Xbox has the presentation on June 8th. So we're in the midst of not E3 season. That's what, you call Summer Game Fest season, but no, it's not E3 season because it used to be an E3 season and it's not anymore. So,
well, the question always is whether or not we've moved on from E3 as a society.
There's
so many things that were inspired by it that have now come to be. So,
I'm pretty sure that we definitely moved on. I guess that I still hate that it's not here anymore because that was just such a staple in our like community of E3 and stuff like that, no matter how, like, whether it was like bashing E3 or bashing companies because they had a poor presentation, or like, you know, just hearing all the news that, you know, we've heard, like, you know, during the year. But I will say that as like the internet progressed and stuff like that, you started hearing leaks about before E3, and then like you don't even get excited about E3 anymore for the most part because of that. But you know, COVID messed a lot of things up too, though. So, I mean, and it happens, you know. Everybody got the Nintendo was first to the party with the Treehouse Lives, and then everybody followed suit. But yeah, so we're in the midst of that not E3 season right now. I don't know if PlayStation is having one because I've been hearing when I went on like Reset Era, the blog site, and like forum site and stuff like that. I've been seeing. We put on our in threads before too. Make sure y'all follow us on threads, and those of you who do know we be posting this stuff. But I think Jeff Grubb and I think Nate the Hate was on there. I know Nate the Hate was on there saying that he hasn't heard anything about PlayStation having a presentation, and they might be eyeing it for like September or something like that, which is kind of late. They just said F all the not E3 season. And then I think Jeff Grubb's like Loki saying the same thing. So yeah, it looks like it's just gonna be Xbox, Summer Game Fest. There's rumors that Nintendo might be having something either this week or next week, probably because Switch 2 is launching. And
should be the first or second week of June.
Right. Right. And as of right now, when we're recording this, thank you for that, Frosty. I didn't even think about that. As of right now, it is June 1st. So we are like literally in the midst of everything right now. So, Nintendo is like Frosty said, Nintendo is in the news for the right and wrong reasons at the same time.
So, in the midst of things, and again, I will address that I did get it wrong in the beginning of the segment. One article I see on The Guardian, Nintendo Switch 2 launch revives the midnight release. Keith Stewart writing this as of May 31st, 2025. Reading through the article, the very lengthy article, shout out to Keith on this one, but the basic premise, I'm wondering, is saying that will the Switch 2 be bringing back people waiting in line physically at stores
for the Switch 2 or just like in general?
No, for the Switch 2. I feel like it could be like, all right, Matt, what about this game? Oh, no. I was waiting for the Switch 2. But because people couldn't get on the websites fast enough. We're talking, this is April, May.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have, when did the link go live for the Switch to pre-order? I think it was like April.
It was sometime in April. I think it was like late April. Let me look that up actually. To search engines.
So while Wavy's looking it up, the point is that when it occurred, when the links went live for a lot of websites, they crashed because people were trying to pre-order the Switches on various websites, including Nintendo Store, Walmart, other stores.
Everywhere.
And they had to literally deactivate the links for everyone to say, we'll let you know when it comes.
Oh, they had to deactivate? I didn't even know that. They had to deactivate the links?
Yeah, they had to deactivate, like, that. There were no more pre-orders.
Oh, man.
Basically, just, like, keep your eye out for when we get the actual device. Okay?
Yeah, I think, and to answer your question, the pre-orders went live on April 24th.
April 24th.
And even now, like, I wasn't planning on getting it. I just wanted to see what, like, if it was sold out, sold out everywhere. So I went to Walmart, sold out. Bundle for Mario Kart World, sold out. Walmart, Target was the same thing. GameStop was the same thing. I think I didn't check Best Buy, but pretty much everywhere I went was sold out. And even with everything Nintendo was doing, they still have their diehard fans that's gonna buy anything Nintendo, because more than likely 9 times out of 10, those people only play Nintendo stuff. So just like Pokemon stuff, just like Pokemon fans only play Pokemon stuff. No matter how like watered down the brand is. Nah, I won't say watered down. It's still a strong brand. But like people have been saying that over the past couple of years, it hasn't been the same as it once was. But the diehard fans are going to still buy it every time, and that's the same thing with Nintendo fans. They might as well just be in the same family, Nintendo and Pokemon fans. They might as well be in the same family at this point. So
looking here might be unique to the UK. For, let me see, Smith's Toy Shop might be carrying the Switch 2 for midnight release. It might influence something over here too, but the article was definitely referencing Smith's revival of the midnight launch. So the store in the UK that might be having the midnight launch for the Switch, but that wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea for America and other places as well, I suppose. For getting the Switch 2 out there for a midnight release, reviving the old pastime.
Yeah, why not? Like I said, like I've been, like I said, I cannot keep on saying it, but after everything that's been going on, there's a lot of people that say they don't want to get the Switch 2 anymore. And everything because of all the stuff Nintendo was like doing. Like they're trying to like take back their stuff, not take back their pre-orders because the pre-orders still sold out. Like even with me, like I said, like I know I preach on here a lot that we need a Switch 2, Switch Pro, whatever, because the stuff on the Switch doesn't look good anymore because of outdated technology and everything. But like I'm treating it like how I did with the first Switch. Like, cause when the first Switch got announced, I didn't even get it day one. Like, I waited till like maybe September of 2017 to get it.
That's a general rule for technology in general.
It wasn't even just technology. It was just because they weren't bringing out any games. Like all they had was Breath of the Wild at that point in March, and I'm just like, all right, I'm not.
Wasn't that enough for you, Wavy? Wasn't that enough? No.
It should have been. It should have been. If I was a diehard Legend of Zelda fan, I would have definitely got it day one. But I'm not a diehard Legend of Zelda fan. So like when
you hurt me, you hurt my feelings.
No, what I will say though, when the Switch 2, now go back to the Switch release stuff later, but when the Switch 2, when they shared with the emulators coming out on the GameCube emulator, and they said that Wind Waker is coming, I'm like, all right, well, he got me. Okay.
Yo, you got me.
You got me. Like,
you got me.
What I will say though is I'm mad. They basically just confirmed that we're never getting a Wind Waker remake or whatever. Or
I don't even need the game was beautiful. Okay, and I'm not trying to turn this into like a hype Zelda moment because we got other things to cover. But
I mean, the game was beautiful at that time. It still is beautiful.
Right. Just polish a little bit and give it back to me, bro. Like,
that's all they need to do.
Timeless, bro. Timeless.
Nintendo has a way of gaming companies in a way have a way of like not giving us what we want and giving us what we think we want. And it's like, no, we want this.
Yeah. Tone deaf.
Right.
Honestly. One thing from the Gaming Bible says Nintendo's confirmed a new feature to N64 titles as a part of the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. The feature is called Rewind, which is useful for if you make a mistake or wish to go back a previous moment in the gameplay, you can go back. That takes away the whole thing. Now that takes away the cost of something. You got to make sure you do it right the first time, or you better go back to that save file and do the whole level over.
Yeah, they definitely. I happened to stumble upon that video actually when I was on YouTube, and I was just like, wait, man, why is it not coming to my feed? I just went in the gaming section, and I just saw a random video on Nintendo Switch, like new, like you said, the new highlights for like the emulators and the rewind feature. I was like, oh, so basically what Mario Kart World is doing, they're doing the same thing with the emulators with the rewind feature, whatever. So, I mean, that's nice. I mean, I'm probably not going to use it like that because, like, to me, that's like a helping hand, and I don't like that. Like, I do
Are you the one that turns off aim assist?
I do turn off every time. Every game, if I see aim assist, I go in settings, I see aim assist, I'm like, it says on, turn this shit off. Turn it off right now. I'm not trying to get no help. Like, if I die, whatever. But I'm not going to, like, go for aim assist. That's not my thing. And shout out to anybody who does. I just like the little bit, like, more of, like, a hands-off kind of experience.
Because it makes you, that's not the part of the conversation, but it literally makes you aim somewhere you don't even want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm like, you trying to get rid of one enemy, and aim assist, it's supposed to help you sometimes. Sometimes it makes you go to another enemy, and I'm like, no, I want to go to this one. Man. I'm trying to get rid of this guy first. Like,
right. Not helping me out. In addition to that, also having tweakable controllers for the 64 titles as well, so customizable controllers. So other things come in addition to, like we said, the emulators for GameCube games and other things that have been announced that we'll probably hear more about. As of this episode's recording, we might see, as Wavy mentioned, some type of Nintendo
Direct or something.
Direct. So
I would hope so because it's the launch week of the Switch too.
Yeah.
Which I was hyped when it got announced. Like I remember, like when this is the first time talking about Switch 2. So like when the Direct happened, like before I went to work, I was just like, oh, the Switch 2, it finally got announced. Let's go. And then I saw that the Mario Kart World was the opener with like the launch title. I'm like, I'm pretty much okay. That makes sense because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold a shit ton for the Switch. So that makes sense why they would go to the over-reliable for the launch title. But you know, they that presentation, they did not discuss the price tag at all for the Switch 2 or these games actually. And then when he did, all hell broke loose. The whole community just went crazy. Like, under every video Nintendo was doing after that, like, you would see comments just saying, just spamming the comment section saying, lower the price, like, lower the price. Like, the whole comment section was basically just doing that every time they did something afterwards.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not mad at the console price, because $450, I'm like, alright. It's not, I mean, it's been 7 years since the Switch came out. And they added a lot more technology in this one. With the 120 frames per second, it can go up to that. The whole live chat feature, which that should have been a thing with Nintendo, but we're not getting into that.
Y'all can't see me, but I'm just looking. I'm like real, like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of upgraded features, and it's like I said, for me and my wife, this will be our first Switch, so this is why we are locked in. If I had a Switch OLED, I probably wouldn't, but that's not the case. I mean, I might, just because of all the promised features and the things I wanted, like the Nintendo GameCube emulator for Wind Waker, and I believe Twilight Princess also might be an option. I don't know, but Wind Waker for sure, because I would love to play that game over from the start. And I have a Nintendo GameCube, but I need to take it to the store, which would probably be cheaper to do, just to get the laser fixed.
Right. But, no, I definitely get that too. Yeah, I definitely get that. Like,
but on a Switch, but on the Nintendo Switch, why can't I just get this GameCube fixed, you know? But,
I mean, yeah. the GameCube fix would be definitely good for, like, a certain game called Super Smash Bros. Melee that Nintendo keeps. They just keep, like, you know, disrespecting and not doing anything for it. It's almost like, you know, they just don't want to do anything for it in Melee at all. But, you know, they got Ultimate. The Ultimate is fun, too. But, you know, like, when I saw the game chat in the direct, I'm like, you know, I did a slow clap, like, welcome to 2012, guys. Welcome to 2012. Wow. Goodness gracious. Like, why is it taking you this long? And I get it. They're family first, whatever. I get it. But it's like, come on, son. Like, this whole Nintendo, the friend system, and like, nah, it was way too much. So, but shout out to them. But like that frame rate when they were sharing the videos on like like when the people were racing and they were like, you could see each other's screens. That frame rate looked really bad. It looked like, what was it, like 2 frames, 3 frames a second, 10 frames a second max, type shit. And it was like, Nintendo was I'm hoping that was on purpose. Don't you dare! I'm hoping that's on purpose. I'm hoping that's on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
You holding up to some type of like HD standard. At least it wasn't that it was crisp, and then you get it, and it
was terrible. That presentation, like it looked really bad. I'm hoping they do it on purpose, so like when you get it, it's like, oh, it's actually running good, running smooth. But no Nintendo, I don't know, because they're not a big software first person. So
I'm not expecting that.
Yeah, like I said, that's true.
That's what I'm getting it for. I'm not getting it for that.
Also, very true. You know, when it comes to Nintendo, like it's literally like for the games. Like they hide their IPs behind that company so well that you can't play it anywhere else. Allegedly. So
nope. Well, allegedly, right.
Allegedly. So
shout out to the modders out here.
And you can't do that on the Switch 2 either, because
right.
They updated their terms and stuff like that.
But you know what I'm talking about. I think, like, I've sent videos to you, and I'm sure everyone else has heard that's listening to this podcast has heard or seen them or heard of them. Looking up stuff on YouTube, people making like Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, in like was it a Real Engine 4 version?
Yeah, Unreal 4, you stuff like that. Or making like, Mario on Unreal 4. Yeah.
Like, you know, so Unreal Engine 4. But like, you know what I'm saying? Sonic. I think I sent you the Sonic, the remastered Sonic Adventure 2. Like,
yeah. They all look good and stuff like that. But Nintendo just they're not going for it and everything. Like, their first party games, their games first. software is second, not like software like 27th. I don't know.
No, that's funny. You know, when you get a trophy, you get 18th place. Mommy, there are only 4 people in the in the competition. Shh. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Give you a trophy for trying. A good night for participating. A trophy for participating. But yeah, June 4th we'll see,
5th.
and June 5th. Sorry, June 5th. And
just don't do anything to your console because you might get bricked.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, like
that too.
Which I understand. Like, you know, if you're trying to like mod your console or you're trying to like download stuff illegally or allegedly or whatever, that makes sense. But if like, say if something triggers it, like say if your Joy-Cons are messing up or something like that, or something in the hardware is messing up, and you try to fix it, it could trigger that, and maybe Nintendo will just brick your whole system just because of that. And it's like, it's almost like they want you to just like it's almost like they're trying to be like, you know, another big company in the mobile space called Apple, where like they want you to just get their stuff. They want you to basically fix your stuff and only with them and everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they want that money just all in, which business wise, that's a good strategy. Consumer wise, that sucks.
I think we need to. And then tie this back, and we'll probably share it again. Tie it back to our Big 3 episode.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. That was in my head
Apple,
too.
Nintendo, and Disney.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They have a monopoly. We could revisit that anytime, like in another episode. But like they have a monopoly, and Nintendo, they know they're doing because they have IPs that we all love, and we only can get them there. So what are we going to do? Apple's like, I think the last time I saw it, like 70% of all US people have an iPhone. So it's like, what are you gonna do? Disney is like, we're Disney. That's it.
I know this is a and then you know Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, something else.
National Geographic. You got ESPN is Disney, been Disney. ABC. Like, yeah.
It was, yeah. But to tie back on Apple, like now that Apple phones, there's a little bit of a technology nerd thing, and I know people have noticed. I've seen things where people are saying, at least one video where people are saying that now iPhone is catching up with everybody else because now you can SMS all phones. Like,
look
standard
at that.
Messaging or whatever.
So now
it's still
trying to be
it's still green. It's still green versus blue, but now it's general coding now that it sends messages to all phones. It's now playing well with OS devices of, you know, Android and things like that.
That's cool.
And now I think the general point is that we had the Lightning cord. Now it's the USB-C on the phone.
Which it took Apple forever to get to that. Like, I'm surprised too. Like, why would y'all be so stingy with that? No, y'all know that USB-C is like Apple knows the USB-C is the fastest on the market, and it took them to like what the 16. Wow.
Yeah, 16.
Just to get that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so all of our Lightning cords for our Apple users are now like a waste of space. Because now you can't use it for anything newer than this.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that.
So,
yeah, I guess shout out to Nintendo. I guess. I guess like I said, I'm not gonna be hot like how I was hot pressed to get a PS5 or Xbox Series X when it first came out. I'm not gonna be hard pressed for this, and it's not even because of like the whole bricking thing or like the virtual game card, which is something in itself. But like it's just that there's no games. Like Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out in July, which I want that, but I'm not like super pressed to be playing like that or Mario Kart Worlds for $80, which is. That price point is ridiculous. $80 for digital and $90 for a hard copy, a physical. That's crazy. That's the only price point that took me out from this whole thing. Like the console price for $450, I'm like, all right, whatever. That makes sense. But like the game price, yeah. Which I guess we probably should have saw this coming in the industry. I think Xbox is the latest company to like say their first party games will be $80, but you know they have Game Pass, so it's whatever. And the first party stuff's on Game Pass too.
Speaking of Game Pass, I don't have a subscription to Game Pass, and I don't have an Xbox. I have a PS5 Switch household. So Wavy, I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk its praises. I know we talk about it a lot on our Discord. We're building it up to maybe make it public, but I don't know. We'll see. But Wavy, go ahead because you guys talk really, really big about it.
I mean, Game Pass is like the savior right now, especially for me. But Game Pass is the savior and is the like hottest thing like on the market. Like I know I've been talking about it a lot. I even Cornered, like he's been getting on Game Pass a lot too, saying like that's a strategy, and it is a strategy for every console first party exclusive they have, which is like which they've been doing. They've been doing that for a while. So.
He'll jump on you, like, what you mean now? I think he preached it in one of our recent clips for like our Game Awards piece, where he was like, he's been preaching that to be the model for a long time. Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass.
And he has, but like I remember having Game Pass when it first, like I think in 2017, like when it first.
Yeah, you used to be the spokesperson for Game Pass.
I still am.
Was it Game Pass?
I still am, Like Microsoft needs to cut me something because like I be preaching his praises because it's like dog, like you get if you pay like $15-$20 a month for Ultimate, you get PC and you get Xbox Game Pass. You get all these first party games coming day one. I think regular Game Pass you have to wait like probably a week or something like that. But like if you get Ultimate, you get on the things day one. And like this year alone, we've seen so many releases from Game Pass. We got Avowed, which I have like 20 hours in that. That game is fun, but I stopped playing that to play South of Midnight, which that game was amazing. Well, I'll say the story was amazing. The gameplay was really good and everything. Like the story wise, like, and it's a platformer kind of action kind of game, which I guess with that title, the story really adds a lot to the game. Like it's definitely like a black story, like through and through, and like teaches you a lot of lessons. And stuff. Yep, very very deep in like the Southern culture and stuff like that, and like teaching you lessons like every boss you fight and everything. How like adds to the story. Like I think it's nice. So to me, at least I didn't see the twist, the certain like little plot twist coming like towards like in the middle, like towards the end of the game type of thing. And I'm like, oh wow, that I didn't think that was going to happen. Okay, and like like you learn abilities like any other platform. You learn abilities like every other level and stuff like that. And I will say the gameplay, while it's fun, it is kind of simple. It's like a regular platformer though.
Is it like better than or similar to like Kena Bridge of Spirits?
I'll say Kena combat is way better than this combat.
Whoa!
I don't say way better.
I love that combat though.
I don't say way better, but it is better. Like I like that game better more than South of Midnight, but I like Kena better than a lot of games because Kena was amazing. Yeah, it was really good. But I think so South of Midnight, like this, like I said, like shout out to Black Stories. Because that's basically what this game is, Black Story, and the gameplay, like I said, was good. If they make a second one, because the way they ended it, they don't need a second one at all. At least not to me. And I think the way he ended it, I think even me and our friend Matt, who's in our chat, another kind of squad member, kind of affiliate, you know what I'm saying?
Adjacent, yeah.
Affiliate adjacent, you know what I'm saying? He even said that like
in the near future.
Yeah, he does want to be on the episode in the future. We'll make that happen. But he did say that I think me and him agreed that like the way it ended, it could have been a little bit better and everything, but the game itself was like still really good. Like to me, if I was rated on a scale, I'll give it like I'll give it like a low 8. I would say a high 8, but I'll give it like a low 8, which is still an 8, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Because I think the gameplay could have been like, they could have added a little more to it, but it was still really fun though. And the story was really like, it added a lot to it. And like, kind of dealing with like, family trauma and stuff like that. And like, just trauma in general. And like, cause I don't want to spoil nothing with the game for anyone who didn't play it and all like that. I know you didn't play it either. But yeah, That was in
me included. I had not played it for the record. Yeah.
But it is on PlayStation, so I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's on PlayStation, so you can get it on there. And of course the big one. I mean, Doom the Dark Ages also came out too, which that was I didn't play it because I'm not the biggest Doom person like that.
You know who has? Too Tall Taylor. Shout out to him. He's been doing a lot
he has been playing. That's right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Too Tall
affiliate as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's been saying to me on the side. I don't know. He's saying he really loves the game. I'll put it to you like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he think he gave a positive review. Check out our threads. He dropped a comment on there as well. So he's still around doing his thing.
Yeah.
But showed the love. He's a really big Doom fan.
Yeah, and shout out to all y'all who commented. If y'all listening to this episode, which I should be, hopefully. And shout out to all y'all that were like on our threads and commented on what y'all like and dislike about the game. Because there was a couple of mixed comments. Like a lot of people saying they liked the game, but there was a couple people saying it was not. What I heard a lot was that it wasn't better than Doom Eternal,
right?
And stuff like that. I've heard a lot of that,
right.
And I was like, wow, okay. And I know this one's supposed to be like a little more slow. Because, you got the shield and you're on the ground, a lot more on the ground and stuff like that. But I didn't play Doom Dark Ages. But I think you don't have to play the other two to play this one. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is a prequel to Doom 2016. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Anyone that's listen to this podcast, or when it's on YouTube, whatever, y'all put in the comments if it's a prequel and let me know. Let us know.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, the biggest one that's came out so far, and you still got more to come through, which I'll also say that Metaphor is actually on Game Pass right now too, which I did not expect that to happen. I was like, what? Because when I saw that, I was like, I think, yeah, because Matt put in the chat, I think, that Metaphor is on Game Pass. I'm like, you lying. I legit opened my laptop. I checked my game, Xbox Game Pass on there, and it said coming May 29th. I'm like, oh my god, because something
they've got nothing. They've got nothing else to prove. I don't think they didn't win. They won a couple of awards or whatever, and they got on the list for Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Got nothing else to prove, really.
Right, so, and I was gonna get that game eventually, but it said it's on Game Pass. I'm like, if I don't have to, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I don't want to. It's just that it's on Game Pass though. So
wait, no one else other than me owns it right now in the squad. I thought someone else did.
I am not sure actually. I don't know if Cornet has it. I don't think I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think Desert has it either.
No, he doesn't.
So it might just be you, but I will it downloaded. It's downloaded on my console right now, but I'll get to it when I get to it because right now I'm playing the biggest one that's come out so far, Clair Obscure Expedition 33, which I'm really
everybody in the squad owns a copy.
Everybody got a copy, and so far I'm having a great time. I'm 22 hours in, having a great time with it. It's literally I just started getting turn-based RPGs probably a couple years ago. I wasn't always into turn-based RPGs. I'd rather action RPGs. But this one is it's being heralded. A lot of people saying this game of the year so far. A lot of people saying that, and honestly, with what I played so far, it's not far. That's not far off. Because the story, when I remember seeing them, hearing about this game a while ago. I don't know. I think it was last year, and I was like, this game
when they showed it at the Game Awards, I think in the last year. Mm-hmm. And the feature that got me was the turn-based combat, real time.
Yep.
Responses in the turn-based combat. Yeah.
Something that we didn't see since Legend of Dragoon. That a lot of people praising. And shout out to my guy over at my job right now. His favorite game of all time is Legend of Dragoon. He loves that game. He's a big turn-based RPG fan. He played Persona series mad times. And then he just he's glad that Legend of Dragoon is getting a lot of praise right now. He's glad about that. Because a lot of people, a lot of journalists, a lot of people are just saying yo, we haven't seen this since Legend of Dragoon with the whole real-time combat in a turn-based game with the parrying and everything about it is the game. The combat is amazing to me, and like the story, like
I'll tell you what.
the story is just gold right now. Like I can't say nothing else about it. No.
I'm gonna put myself on blast here. I'm still in Act 1. Most of the squad has beaten it, or is at least in Act 2.
Yeah.
And Wavy has surpassed me. That's saying something. I think Desert might be behind me, but we definitely would have. I think I have a task to beat it, and I think One True Noob does not have it. But I have One True Noob. He wasn't available today, so we'd be talking about Monster Hunter Wilds if he was.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we have it on the list of tasks to talk about Expedition 33, definitely before the Game of the Year awards at the end of the year. So I have a task that I need to go back and finish it. Once I get out of I'm in the gacha window. I'm a big Zenless Zone Zero person right now. I will put myself on blast. I'm currently in the banner for Hugo and Lighter. And then they've got a new update coming in the middle of the month for their 1 year anniversary. And I'm big on the character Ishuan. You know, so this game's got a few things going on right now in that whole category of things. So I've got to come back to Expedition 33 is what I'm saying. I'm holding myself accountable as of this episode. And then we would have a bigger discussion about all the aspects of it. But Squad definitely approves that it is a good game for what has been offered.
Yeah,
and it's a big case for a game being good for a price and what people can do when they leave a bigger company, when they want to see different for themselves and create something that people really want to see.
Which that's crazy because this is my ex-Ubisoft and developers, right? Something like that.
Yes.
That's ridiculous because like you see what Ubisoft be coming out with every other year for every other game, like the whole like we've talked about this before on the podcast too, that like it drop you in the world, it's just so many missions for no reason and everything. It's mostly the same stuff every time where you just go side missions, main missions, you just like defending some stuff or like you're gathering some data or whatever, and it's like some of it is cool, but like not all of it is necessary.
Right.
And then they left that company to do this. That says a lot. To me, that says a lot about like the company and like what these developers can really actually do and what they want to do.
They want to do.
Right. You know
what
what
they
I'm saying?
think works. Right. It was to the point with Expedition, and there's another thing that you said that came to mind. I can't remember right now. I'll go back to it if it does come back to me. But overall, look, man, like people can leave a project and leave a bigger company and focus more on a passion project.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, not that I'm going to touch on. You know what? Nope, I'm not going to bring them up at all. We won't even. We're going to move on.
I mean, even with that, they still have like Oblivion, which that was a nice little shadow drop because that was supposed to be like that was rumored for a minute that it was going to happen, and then they actually shared something. I think was it last month, and they said like what we talked about before that like it's available now, like and it was like literally like I think 5 minutes later it was like right on Game Pass. I'm like damn, like, and I know a lot of people like Oblivion. I came out in 2006 for 360. It had a lot of bugs in there and stuff like that. People still loved it, and they still think the highest of it too.
Right.
Atomfall came out. Like I said, South of Midnight, Eternal Strands, Another Crab's Treasure, which is like basically a Souls-like game for like, you're playing like a crab who like I think lost his shell in the sea or something like that, and like you're going around trying to get the shell back or something, and like it's like you're going against the sea. Like it's like a Souls-like, but you're like a crab and you're playing against these other big like fish or creatures and stuff and everything. Like, and I think it was on Game Pass before, I believe. I think it was on Game Pass. Like, it's these PC Game Pass, and they just got added to Game Pass or got added back to Game Pass. So yeah, that game is fun. So I might begin that after Expedition 33. If I don't get on Metaphor, which I'm probably gonna get on Metaphor after this. So yeah, like Game Pass is going crazy this year. Like, and that Metaphor drop was a nice surprise, but they going crazy this year. And it's right now I'm safe to say it is the best deal in gaming. I would say PS Plus, but
No.
Only thing holding them back right now is they don't have any day one releases, which that sucks to see.
Yes.
And everything. Like, if imagine you could just have PS Plus and you like, and you were able to play God of War Ragnarok when it first came out. You know what I'm saying? That would have been fire. But that's not their thing though, because people gotta remember that Sony is like, they got money, but they're not Microsoft money. Microsoft is mostly for like known for like their software, Microsoft Word Suite and Office Suite and stuff like that. It brings them money every year, so they can kind of like, they know the whole digital wave and like, and that's where we're at right now. That's why they can do this with Game Pass and everything. So, I mean,
Yeah.
day one releases and stuff like, but right now it's the best deal. Like PS Plus is probably a close second, and no, not even close. It's a second, but Game Pass is probably the best deal right now. So
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Speaking of a universal overall hitter, I'll say, touching on this because we've all played this as well, and that's Marvel Rivals. Mentioning it is the biggest 6v6 hero shooter right now.
yeah, right now on the market.
Overwatch close second, right? Because it's the new kid on the block.
Mhm.
Although we did say in the group chat, I believe it said the amount of gamers playing it now has dropped by 40 or 60%. I do believe.
Oh, did it?
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. But there are a lot of things coming out right now. Like, as of this podcast, they just dropped Ultron.
They did drop, yeah, that's right. They did drop Ultron. Like, was it last week they dropped?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And listen, I was like, ooh, Ultron. I still haven't touched that game like that. You know what I'm saying? Other games out here right now. I think it's one of my biggest phrases right now is whatever game is in your purview is definitely important. But when some games come out, they go, "Oh, you want this?" It's like, there are other games out here right now.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Marvel Rivals because it's free. And I haven't played in a long time. Like, I used to play with y'all and all that and everything. Like, I don't even think y'all be online like that. The only one that be online like that, I think, right now is like the most is probably Desert Skies.
That is absolutely correct. And we had a whole deep conversation about that, and I'm sure he'd want to revisit at another point, maybe not. But as far as what he's looking for as a gamer, right?
Yeah, he said he's like the hero hero action shooter guy. Like, now he said he's embraced that role. So that's what he said.
Hero action shooter and a competitive one at that.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to talk to him about that on the podcast. I was like, what? It's a solo competitive hero action shooter. Yeah. Those words shouldn't go together in a sentence, but everybody has their own thing. Everybody has their own.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
did you see that RDC World won the Marvel Rivals
at DreamCon, right?
At DreamCon.
I did see that, you know what I'm saying? That was shout out to them, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to them. Like, I will say, that's cool that they were able to do that. Like I said, I don't be on Marvel Rivals like that, but I guess I know that they won that. I saw that like yesterday that they won the whole thing and everything. Now, will I say it's obviously it's not like, you know, the Marvel Rivals League that they be having and stuff like that, whatever. So the competition is probably not as great, but it's still like you still won the first place. This is still fire. So it's still fire. You won that they won the first place and stuff like that. So that's like
never mind. That's funny. It's like, you know, the tournament. It's like it's a pickup basketball game down the street, but you know, it's not. You know, it's not the world's
first place is first place. So shout out to RDC for winning that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was probably a lot of people like in like the pool anyway. Cause DreamCon is pretty big and Marvel Rivals is pretty big. So, you know, shout out to them.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
I haven't played it in a while, so.
Yeah, it's definitely like a back burner. It's become a back burner game for me when the right conditions are met. The squad is on, or you want to get a gaming fix and you don't necessarily want to mentally invest in something like an Expedition 33. Because one thing I will say is that's also a lot for me mentally, because it's like it's not just a turn based where you go attack. It's
definitely not.
You got to be like attack, set up. The one I'll mention this one enemy, and Wavy, I know you don't talk about that one. The big enemy. It's like this dark, tall enemy pulls out their sword, they can do the wide sweep, but they do this one attack where it puts like 4 shields on themselves every time they do it.
Okay. Now I know you talking about the ones that be like if they killed themselves and
yes,
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes.
I think later on in like Act 2, there's a boss like that. Like not boss, like an optional boss. I think that you don't have to do it. It's an optional boss, but you know, it's pretty much like what you've been facing now with them and everything like that. But it's just a little bit more. I literally just beat it like probably earlier and stuff like that. It wasn't crazy, but you know, their attack's a little bit more, a little quicker, and it's like a little more. It's like I think with the thing, it's like probably 3 of them. This time it's like probably 4 or 5 or something. But you know, like it was definitely it was a good optional boss fight. So you know
my mental health.
It's I wouldn't say it's like it wasn't hard though. You know,
it's not hard. Again, what I'm talking about, it's the level of mental thought that goes into it. And it's good. Yeah. It's like, oh, you don't want that. No, I absolutely want that. But I have to be in the right mindset for that kind of parry setups, bro.
No, that's
I have to
true.
be in the right mindset for that. Like
that's true. Now I feel that too. Like, it's definitely like
that. Dude. Anyway. What else we got going on here? Black Panther game canceled. EA layoffs affected that cancellation, along with losing other people their jobs in the game industry. But go ahead. For me, I'm like, I remember when they teased this game. I think it was a few years.
2 years ago, 3 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. I think
it was around when the Marvel Avengers game was a thing. Right.
Yeah. Okay. That is when they teased it. Right.
You know, and that it's canceled. I was like, okay. I wasn't hurt like other people. I was just like, because it was that joint was been announced sparsely. Updates were announced sparsely. Mm-hmm. Other games had come out. It went to the back of my mind, dude. It was no longer at the top of my mind for how much they talked about it. And, if you don't keep up with the trend, you don't keep up with the pace, I'm forget you, dog. There's other games out here. That's my phrase. There's other games out here, dude.
Yeah, and it was just surprising. It was surprising when I heard it, because I heard about it like...
I feel bad for the layoffs, though, but I'm not surprised
really
about
bad.
The cancel.
Like, it was... I think it got... I think maybe like 200, 300 people got laid off. Because like the whole developer got shut down by EA. Like the whole developer got shut down. I really hope that they like moved them to like, different projects internally or something like that. But yeah, the whole project got shut down. Apparently, like they found out in like an email from the president, Laura Miele, whatever. It says they want to sharpen our focus and put our creative energy behind the most significant growth opportunities. That's what it said in the email. To me, that sounds like, hey, we want money. We're EA and we want more money. This game's not making us any money right now, so we want more of that.
This game isn't projected to make us more money. Basically, you're drawing a conclusion on this game. Which, if it's a solo single game, if it works anything like Marvel's Avengers and the Black Panther gameplay, when you got that level drop, it absolutely would not make them any money.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It would not make them any money.
No, it wouldn't. That. But it's like, I mean, you gotta take a chance somehow. Like, people were hyped for this. I mean, I was like a Black Panther, like, semi open world or open world game. Hope it was semi open world. But I would have been happy for that. Like, just seeing like, Black Panther just being around, just running around, just doing.
Would you have bought it or would you have gotten it on Game Pass?
But me personally?
Yes.
I would have wanted to buy it, but if it's on Game Pass, of course I'm gonna play it on Game Pass first. Like that's people every game. That's people every game knows. So you can't ask me that because like, if it's game's gonna be on
I know, but like certain games that they make, like a metaphor, we made above margin. Probably we've got accolades of nominations.
Yeah,
we can afford to drop this on a Game Pass. That's just how my thinking of it is. And we'll probably have another conversation on this with the team either. Because like for me, understanding how Game Pass would work or how streaming a game service would work. Mm-hmm. I'm not in the industry, of course, I can't speak on it. But like if the game is released on Game Pass and everybody's paying an amount for the subscription, in addition to whatever else income is making that money back versus everybody buying a unit of the game in general.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that, you know.
Like, but I'm big currently on the system that are like the gacha games, where the game is free and there are elements in the game that are equivalent to the purchase of a DLC. If it's something's really good and the clothes are like, you know how much? $10. I really like the game and I really like to look good. Fine. You know, here's the $10 here and there. And then for a few characters, you know, that's fine. You know, and it's invested in this game that's still going.
Yeah.
That is being kept up. Versus like a big lump sum of game for a game that you beat and then you never touch again.
No, I mean, that's true and everything. But, like, you know, when it comes to games, it's all about innovation. It's all about creativity.
Yeah.
And if these companies are going to, like, try to stifle that, because they want to hit their profit margins, which is business, so that's how that's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. But it's at the same time, it's like, if you have a product that, like, you know, people want to buy, like, I mean, I would have bought the Black Panther game just because it's Black Panther and everything. Like, and it's a game. Well, the gameplay would have to be good first, which I would have no doubt that it would. I have no doubt it would be, because if you're doing stuff like how basically he's doing in Marvel Rivals, I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do that.
No,
I don't want to do that like everywhere.
No, like a Black Panther gameplay for Marvel, like a Black Panther gameplay Marvel Rivals for a singular game. No,
like how he does, like how he does in Marvel Rivals and stuff like that.
No, like I would play the one, like I said, from Marvel's Avengers.
Okay.
The Black Panther gameplay from Marvel's Avengers. Like, same thing with the Iron Man gameplay from Marvel's Avengers is in Marvel Rivals. He does not fight that way in Marvel's Avengers that he does in Marvel Rivals. Iron Man does. Black Panther does not.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, I know they have an Iron Man game. They're still developing it.
Well, but their supers are the same. Because when you do a super attack in Marvel's Avengers, he does summon the boss god. The same way he does in Marvel Rivals. I do say that. But I don't think their attacks are the same, like the one drill attack. Like, Fred, shout out to the Black Panther mains, you know, back line.
Yeah.
He's running to the back. He's doing his R2 or LB, depending on what you're playing on, or the buttons for a PC. Drilling the back, you know, making sure that you're keeping the healers busy.
Yeah.
Maybe taking out other backline mains.
So basically what DPS is to be doing for the most part in those kind of games. Like, you know, there's a lot. Like, I know when I used to face against a Black Panther, if they were good, they were annoying. That's how I knew they were like good.
Yeah.
But according to like when it comes to like his game in general, Jason Schreier, he had a article I think on Bloomberg. I basically said he had people that were like, according to people that are like close to like the development of like that game in general. Apparently they were hiring people, they were having some movement and stuff like that, but apparently it was in development for about 4 years apparently. And because of that, EA executives were like, they were kind of getting frustrated apparently from what his sources told him. Basically saying like, you know, it's been in pre-production. I don't think it's been it hasn't left pre-production in like 4 years and stuff. So that was getting them tight and everything, even though they were like asking like they were technically in their gate process over in EA, which is like they basically like the executives, they want to review the game process and decide whether they want to continue with what's going on, and obviously they didn't. So
it's a no for me, dog.
Basically, that's basically what it was. And apparently the gameplay was about to be like you know, I think it was gonna have the scrolls in it too. Like I think the scrolls were about to like try to like do something with Wakanda, try to take it over or something like that. And basically, like, you know how scrolls do, they could like shapeshift and everything.
Oh my goodness.
And they could like, you know who's like ally, who's not, and everything. And apparently it was gonna work like something similar to Shadow of Mordor and stuff like that, or Shadow of War and stuff, you know, with like
like the revenge system.
Like, you know, trying to like some might like, you know, some scrolls might remember your behavior from before and everything like that. So obviously not the same system, but like similar, because Warner Brothers is being really stupid with patenting the Nemesis system, which right now probably be good for them to actually release it and have people want to buy it from them because they've been in a hole recently too. Like,
Yeah.
they've been in a hole recently. Like, it's bad for Warner Brothers right now. Like, Sundown Studios up and right. They trying to get another Hogwarts Legacy up and running or something like that because that's the only thing making them money right now. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Listen. In addition to other things, it's like we have these other topics here. PS Portable could launch with the PS6. I'm not interested.
That's
Super Mario.
saying.
What?
That's what they're saying. That the PS Portal, like another PlayStation Portable, could be launching alongside the PS6. So not alongside it, but like around the same time that PS6 is supposed to launch. I mean, I don't think I would. I mean, I probably would because because PSP was a good console when it came out.
Yeah, it was its own thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
And its own games.
Yeah.
No.
Why wouldn't you want that now?
I don't even have time to play my PlayStation. Like I'm saying, like what are we talking about here? But it's not for me. 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 It's for the kids. It's for the young people. It's for people that have time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, I understand that. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Super Mario World, the sequel to Super Mario Brothers. Okay.
Yeah, they. I think in like a recent, I guess in like a press release or something like that.
Yeah.
They weren't supposed to say anything about it. I think they were putting a slate out of movies that was coming out, and they put Super Mario World on there by mistake and everything. So like people are now like people are speculating like now that's gonna be the sequel to Super Mario Brothers movie, which you probably if you play Super Mario Worlds and stuff like that, Yoshi's definitely in the game, and if you saw the movie in the post credit scene, the Yoshi egg was there and everything, so. I could definitely see that happening. So we're definitely gonna see some Easter eggs from Super Mario World video game and stuff like that. And if that's gonna be the case and everything, so yeah.
Well, shout out to that if that's true.
Yeah,
I would categorize that as a rumor now because now that's out there, it could change it.
It's a rumor, but I don't know if it's like be too late to change it at the same time because like if it's already in like pre-production or whatever, I don't know. I think it's supposed to be coming out like 2027, I think. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
Shout out, that movie was really good. So shout
It
out
was.
to a proper sequel.
It's good. It's a really good adaptation, and only reason why it didn't win because Last of Us is out. So
Right. Shout out to that.
which season 2 was a good season. Season 2 was a good season for Last of Us 2. I thought it was. I just finished it recently. I thought it was a good season. Only reason why I think it didn't do as good as the first season because like the game Last of Us Part 2, the game wasn't like a lot of people didn't like the people liked the game, but it was like it wasn't the same as the first one because
it's not as
obvious,
critically acclaimed. Yeah,
because it's obvious like deaths in the game. So so people didn't like that. So that kind of probably turned people off, to the show when it came. Other than like when that actually did happen in the show, I think probably after that you probably saw a little dip in the viewership. I think in the viewership, it lost a good amount. Like I think maybe like from the season 1 finale, they lost like probably 55% viewership or something like that, from what I remember. And I'm just like, damn, like it was still a good show. It was just that I think because the way it reflected the game so much, and people didn't like the game that much because of what happened to Joel, is going to reflect in the show too. So,
Okay. I haven't played the game nor started watching the show with Des. We weren't interested. I mean, maybe I might pick it up somewhere down the line. I don't know. Zombie things aren't my thing like that.
So it's not your thing?
Zombie games?
I mean, I feel that, but Last of Us Part 1 to me, I think that's a series you should like play. I don't think you should play, but it's definitely high on the list of games like that.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, highly recommended. Especially that first one. First one was probably like one of the best games that came out that year and stuff like that in 2013. Last of Us Part 2, it was a good game still. It won Game of the Year in 2020. I don't think it should have. And I said that many times on this podcast. But yeah, I think Lazarus Part 2 was a good game too. It's just that I don't think it was needed in the series, but they did a good job with it. You know, the story was still good and stuff like that. You know, but I don't think it added that much to the gameplay either. So that's why I gave it 8, maybe like a high 7.9. It wasn't like a high 8 to me. It was like like a low mid 8. Which is still good. It's still a good game.
Right. It's not just not what didn't hit the expectation margin. Right.
At least not to me. But hey, if you asked Cornered, he said it was fire. So hey.
Right. And last but not least, I will tie it in the beginning of this because I think we might not have mentioned it before, but saying GTA 6 being delayed to 2026,
yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. to front quarter, because we could say it could be for many reasons: development delays, anything like that. Other games that have been out this year, which again, to my point and my phrase, there are other games out here. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I wasn't tripping.
There are other games out here, right? So they moved that. But with the GTA 4 remaster, they're not listening. Yeah, there are GTA other games 4 out here, so you pushed back 6 for a 4 remaster?
I don't even think they pushed it back. I think they were already working on GTA 4 remaster, if I'm not mistaken. But I think they just it was supposed to be slated to come out this year anyway, or something like that. I think from what I remember.
Right. No. I'm saying they pushed back. They pushed back 6, but this was still coming. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think it was still. I think this one was still coming and stuff like that. I think for a lot of people, I think GTA 4. I think they think that GTA 4's protagonist is like one of the best in the series. Apparently, I think that's what I've heard things.
Say. I've heard good things about 4. Yeah.
And who's that? Nico. Is that his name? Something like
For
that?
me, I've said it on the record. 5 has been the first GTA story that I've played and followed. So I don't know anything past that. I've known the games, and I've known it's critically acclaimed as in the gaming community, but I don't know any details. I know about Tony, which I think Tony was in 5. The online person, Gay Tony.
Oh, see, I didn't play I didn't play
it's like another character in the GTA series that shows up in 5 online or something like that.
Oh, he's doing 5 online. Okay, see,
something like that. It was like the character Tony. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. 'Cause I think when it came to GTA 4 remaster, I think someone on social media, I forget his name. I think it's Tez2, TEZ2. He's a kind of a leaker and stuff like that. And he said someone at Rockstar hinted that remaster report for GTA 4 is going to be coming out. It's in development. It's been in development for a little over a year, and should be slated to come out later this year or something like that. So, I mean, hey,
they do a remaster of Oblivion, and
might as well just say, hey, everything's gonna remake remaster. We talked about that already, but everybody's gonna remake remaster. So I just steering to it. And I've said that to even my barber. Shout out to my barber. He even said he be asking me you didn't hear anything about GTA 6 recently? And I said, you didn't know it got delayed, right? And stuff like that, And I'm just
he was tight.
Huh?
He was tight.
A little bit. He's heavy on Division 2 though. He's heavy on Division. He loves Division 2, which I just got added to Game Pass too, which that's crazy. I didn't think that was gonna happen either. That's on Game Pass.
It's been long enough.
It's been a minute.
It's been way a minute. Division 2. Yeah, I was just on the idea of Division 1 being quote unquote better than Division 2, but that's just me. I
didn't play that much Division 2. I didn't play that much Division 2 to even can have that opinion and stuff like that. Yeah,
I really liked the Division 1.
It was a good game. I was playing that with I would play that with Cornered and our man Cam from Hampton too. I would be playing online, but I think we went to the highest level at that point, and we were in a dark zone. I know they didn't bang with it like that. So we just stopped playing. We stopped playing it. Yeah, in the first division, it was kind of it
was a
good idea.
West, boy. Yeah, it was a good idea. That was a Wild Wild West out there, boy, man. Ooh, you would not get caught, catch me dead in that drone without being prepared. Other people in there waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
But people are still playing like my barber, but other people on like online, they're like they still play Division 2, and they
Nyx,
still play.
Shout out to Nyx. She plays.
Oh, she plays Division 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I think if I'm not mistaken, Division 3 is in development. I think I'm not sure, which could be a reason why it's on Game Pass now. It's possible.
Yeah, that's possible.
But like yeah, shout out to Division 2 and everything. But yeah, they got that GTA 6 is like. I'm talking about GTA 6. Like, there's rumors too that like that could possibly be like $100 or $150 maybe or like $100 I think for the base game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that includes online or if they're trying to work that into like the actual base game now. Like I think GTA 5 Online got added to GTA 5. It got added. It wasn't like it was its own separate thing. Yeah.
No, it was in the game.
It wasn't
in the game. It was in the game.
Okay.
So when you got GTA, you had to get GTA 5 to get GTA Online.
Okay.
Now it's like you download 5,
mm-hmm.
but you can pay for online without paying for 5. Online is now its own separate purchase, but you will still. It's like it's kind of like Call of Duty.
Okay, and like Warzone or something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
So you got Warzone, and you could pay for the other game inside of it, but you get access to Warzone. Like GTA 5, you download 5, but you pay for access to online and their subscription service, GTA Online Plus.
I'm not
money grubbing. My gosh. My God. Not even just talking about the Shark system. The subscription service to the online.
Which is crazy. That's someone's using it. It's still a thing. Someone's clearly using it. But I feel like they're the only company that can get away with that price tag, though. They're the only company that can get away with that $100 price tag. Only company that can do it.
Yeah. So, question will be as we see further, if it'll be another situation of you paying for 6 and then paying for online, or if online is going to get shut down and it gets overhauled into like 6 graphics, like. But then you would only be able. But then you have to have online because people won't be able to buy 6 immediately. And the worst thing you want to do is shut down one of their money generating features right now,
right?
And make you go to one you can't have. That's not it. Same way the transition between the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. They wouldn't dare have shut down. They even made Marvel's Avengers for PlayStation 4. Just to try to keep that going, but it should have only been for the 5.
Should have been, yeah. Should have been.
Like, the last thing you want to do is cut off your nose to spite your face. Shut down online right now, even though 6 might have its own little online thing. I'm kind of wondering if we're going to do that, and then I'm thinking that you have online and that they'll update the graphics, and then you can fly. Your online character can fly
to like the 6 island or whatever. The 6 map?
It's it's a 6 map. It's a 6 map.
I could see that. I could see that happening. I could also see Rockstar doing something crazy and be like, the whole thing's $150 and like, the base game's $100 and like the online is $50. I can see them doing that.
Why would you ever buy the game?
If the people want to play the game and stuff like that, they could. I mean,
because the game looks like a movie. Well, the game also looks like Fast and the Furious 12.
It kind of does. It kind of does. Like the graphics look amazing in the game and stuff like that. I'm not a big GTA person, but I mean, I remember seeing like it was crazy that like they announced like the delay for the game the next day. I think right after the next day, trailer online, no promotion, just dropped it. And I was like, oh crap! I woke up before I went to work. I'm like, oh snap! This is the GTA 6 online trailer. GTA 6 trailer. I'm like, oh okay. Let me watch this. It was like 2 minutes. I was like, all right. And then at the end they said coming out May 2026. I'm like, all right. I mean, that's probably their big plan anyway. But like I said, I think that the only company I can get away with charging $100 for the game because like I've been seeing like someone I follow on Instagram. Shout out to I am Ray. He's like he plays some games, but he's mostly talks about different things and going on online and stuff like that. But like he must play 2K, all that kind of stuff, and like GTA 5 online. But he said that like he don't care how much it costs. It could be like 100, 150. He's gonna get it regardless. And I feel like there's a lot of people that have that same mindset with the game too.
If I did not play Expedition 33, Metaphor, Marvel Rivals, you name it. The way my dashboard looks, some people's dashboard probably looks like this: 2K, Madden, Call of Duty, GTA.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like, and like and then not to shade nobody.
No shade.
Like,
They're just you know.
It's definitely not no shade at all because you play what you play. But like they'll definitely. They're also some of them are the type that like they'll come to play like, Uncharted or Spider-Man and be like, oh, this game is hard. It's not that hard. It's just that you play certain kind of games so that Oh man, but
No words. No words. Look away.
Some are like that, not all.
Right.
But
right.
But they have some have those opinions on those kind of games, and it's like you probably shouldn't be talking about that because you don't even play those kind of games like that.
It's my opinion. I do what I want.
That's true, but opinions are like
everybody has one.
Everybody has one, and just opinions can be wrong.
Opinions can be wrong. Opinions can be wrong because if they're not informed opinions, then they just don't have a lot of value. But shout out to GTA 4 remaster and other remaster games that are probably coming. We don't know what, we don't know when, we don't know who, but
something's coming.
Something is coming.
Mega Man Legends.
Don't do that to me.
They should do it. They should do it.
Don't do that to me.
They should just
Don't
do
that
it.
to me.
They should just do it.
This has been an episode, bro. That's it, squad. Don't do that. Don't get me started on these interwebs, bro. Don't do that to me.
And shout out to Star Citizen, I guess. That game that's been in development for like I don't know how long. Like that's supposed to come out. Apparently they're supposed to be hiring somebody to like I think put like their developers develop it for console and stuff like that. It ain't even come out for PC yet. So I'm like, what are y'all doing? But I think they've raised like I don't know how much money for that game already. Like it's in the millions though, like in the upper like hundreds of millions and stuff like that. Like it's crazy. And I think people just started to give up on that game. But they started to hire somebody to like I think wanted to put it on console. One of their most on console, but it ain't even on PC yet. So I mean, shout out to them, I guess. Hope y'all make some forward movement over there in Star Citizen.
keep the train rolling. You have to.
Hopefully.
But all that being said, sorry for my melancholy movement, y'all. Wavy did this to me. Talking about Mega Man Legends 3. Or Mega Man Legends.
It's a game that's needed. It's a game that is needed. So Capcom.
Mega Man doesn't get respect in the. That's a wrap, squad. Be sure to search for us anywhere on the internet at Phuca-Pod. Check out all of our available content platforms. I've been your host, Frosty Phenix. Catch me across the web, FROSTYPHENIX. Voiceovers, this podcast, other things. Google me if you want to, Frosty Phenix, and find all of my stuff that way. Squad, close out with your socials. This man talking about something. Mega Man.
Capcom, you're already doing everything else. Capcom, you're already doing everything else. Capcom.
Where is my command mission 2? Stop.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Frosty. Shout out to everybody listening too. We really appreciate it. Of course, the voice you're hearing is the voice of Wav3yGawd. On IG is WAVIIGAWD_. And on X and Twitter is WAVII_GAWD. So y'all make sure y'all follow me and of course follow the squad Phuca-Pod, PHUCANAME. You know what I'm saying? And of course it's the Sneaker Love Anime Watcher Video Game Player. Trying to make it down, trying to get rich, but these hobbies made me poor. And hopefully Warner Brothers can dig out their hole right now because they're deep in the hole right now. So, and yeah,
they've been down there since what's the game? Suicide Squad or whatever.
Suicide Squad lost them a whole lot of money, and they ain't dig out since. They shut down multiverses.
Yes, they did.
They shut down everything, man. They need something bad right now. So
look, the gaming industry is like on a struggle bus right now, and we are among other content creators keeping it on the top of our list to talk about with y'all.
Vote with y'all wallets, man. Vote with y'all wallets. That's all I'm saying.
Vote with y'all wallets. Yes, vote with y'all wallets. See you guys on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.